Gworl. We are on season 3, and today our special guest is Alonzo.
What up? What up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Tell us, well, first, for everybody who doesn't know, tell them who is Alonzo or Zoe.
Yeah. So I mean, most people call me Zoe or Peso, but designer, creative director, somewhat of a DJ. So yeah, that's I think that's the shortest and easiest way to describe what I do.
Tell us how you got into designing.
So originally, it started when I stopped playing basketball after college. Got hurt, stopped playing, and wanted to figure out, what was next. Originally, I went into coaching when I moved back to Memphis, but, it just wasn't feeling the same void from, like being out there. So I started selling vintage, actually, first. Yeah, and then literally was just, going through my stock one day, and my little sister asked, what do you want to like do with this shirt? And I didn't know what she meant by that. So I started looking at it as like, I don't want to sell other people's ideas. I would like to sell my own. So pandemic hit, bought my books and stuff, and then started studying and basically taught myself how to design from YouTube and the books I used.
I want you to get into that. So like, you bought your books and you basically taught yourself. What was that experience like?
So the job I had when the pandemic hit, I obviously had to stop working. I filed for unemployment because I knew other people that were doing it. Filed for unemployment, and basically what you got to do is check in for a job every 2 weeks. And this is also the last time I worked a regular 9-to-5 job. But you check in, they send you a check to keep you stable and whatever. So I just saved my first 2 checks and bought an iPad. And then the books and stuff that I was reading was teaching you how to use these programs on the iPad and a MacBook, like from top to bottom. So I every day would set aside like 2 hours at a time and just study all day. And then that led into me like screen printing, wanting to, cut the middleman out of production and stuff like that. And that's what it turned into.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's actually thinking about that, especially with like how times are right now with like school and everything, that takes a lot of discipline to teach yourself. It's like a whole curriculum, basically.
Yeah, it does.
I give kudos to you on that.
Thank you.
A lot of people could not do nothing like that.
Thank
or at
you.
least have the discipline to do that.
I appreciate that.
Of course. So tell us, where'd you get the name Peso from?
So Peso originally started out as an acronym. It was Produce Excellence, Stay Original. And these are just, words that I had written on my mirror, like daily affirmations, things I would say to myself while getting ready in the morning. Then I went away from designing around, the wording behind the brand and really just what the name embodies. So it's like my lifestyle, the clothes that I like to wear, like how I like to present myself. And then that also, the acronym changed for me just because I started saying, instead of Produce Excellence, Stay Original, it was Progress, Evolve, Stay Original. So like, that's just how I like to look at life. It's like, progress, do what you got to do to move forward, evolve, but stay yourself at the same time. So
it's like you named it after your life philosophy, basically.
Yeah. If you want to put it that way, yeah.
That's it.
That's a good way to put it.
I really like that. And you like spread it to other people, so whenever they get your product, then they do have a message with it, so that way you like
exactly
spreading the good energy.
Yeah, the good energy, and I want you to be able to like feel like what went into making the piece too, or like the message that and the emotion that it evokes too. So
talk about that. What is the process like for you creating your product?
So one, I don't create by season. Like if I drop a piece, spring, summer, or fall, winter, I'll like say that, in the information for it, but I don't create based on, the winter is coming up, because it's, somebody in Cali that can wear a t-shirt or whatever,
That's a good thought process.
Yeah, so the process of it all is me just getting inspired by things. So I need to watch, nostalgic things from my childhood. Like different eras inspire me a lot, like late 90s, early 80s, even like 70s stuff inspires me a lot. And from then, Pinterest is my best friend. So I be on Pinterest more than anything, just pinning boards together and figuring that out. So I feel like once I do that, I usually like print stuff out, make a mood board or do one digitally and go from there. Just start, with a sketch, see what it evolve into, digitize that, and then move from there. Yeah.
So you say you get like inspiration from different, different like areas or eras, basically. Mm-hmm. What is your personal style? Like, where do you get your info for your personal style? Or describe your personal style.
I think my style is, on a daily, I want to have like almost like a uniform. So nice pair of pants, nice like heavyweight material of a tee, jacket or a sweatshirt, and then, accessorize from there. And then like statement pieces are what I try to create for my brand. So like jackets, hats, shirts here and there, but like I want my shirts to be less staple piece, more I can wear this all the time. Because I feel like the best shirts in our collections and stuff, vintage shirts and all that, you get the most wear out of them. So yeah, that's usually how I think about it. When it comes to designing, when it comes to trying to convey a message through what I'm dropping. So I think that's the thought process behind it.
What's your goals for your brand? Where do you see it coming up or later?
My goal is to be able to do this for the rest of my life and like live comfortably. Yeah, I'm not gonna even say like get rich. It's not like a get rich scheme or nothing like that. I would be making clothes if I didn't make $1, just because I like to.
You're passionate.
Yeah, I got passion for it, and I like to be able to put something on and like, wow, I took this from in here and made it a physical thing. So yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We are going to go. This is the Art Access episode, so we're going all into the access. We're gonna go behind the scenes into how he's created and is going to create like all these wonderful, cool pieces. But before we do that, actually, what do you have coming up for your brand?
So I just did a shoot with Memory and Judah. And yeah, you had Judah on the show before. So I did a shoot with them for this new collection called By Any Means. It's like what I'm wearing right now. And I actually created this while I was on the train in New York, just going from borough to borough. And yeah. Yeah. So it's like that kind of what we was talking about before the show. Like New York embodies the spirit of like hustle. And being from the city where it's like grit and grind, hustle mentality, all that stuff, it just went one and the same. And I got merch for my brand that reps the city because I'm always give it up for Memphis. But this design specifically, I want it to be something simple. It's easy to screen print, but it's a message behind it, and people can like wear it and feel something behind it. So yeah.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go behind the scenes, all access to see this process of everything that he's been talking about.
Let's do it.
Go see.
Let's do it. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm ready to invest into like, what's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like the other. This is like a 6-color screen print rig that I built, just adding pieces at a time. The ideal version of this would be one that just sits in the middle of the room and it swivels the whole thing. But I make this work from, what I can. And yeah. So all the stuff that I've been doing has really been off of a rig that I literally built from scratch myself. And I think probably in the next month or two, closing out the year, I'm gonna go ahead and like invest into some better equipment. Yeah. So.
Well, this looks like really like
I was
gonna say this looks state of the art to me.
It get the job done for sure, but like even just like stuff like this joint right here, like having a balance because the actual palette for this is not that they don't match. Yeah. This one is way bigger than what it's supposed to be. So yeah, I be having to do little stuff, but also I've been documenting kind of like the process of me getting started, building a rig and all that stuff, and I just want to put it out and show people like you don't have to have like state of the art shit to do it. Yeah, like I think as long as you got the passion and the ideas for it, and you willing to sacrifice here and there, but shit, yeah, it's gonna come your way. You figure it out. Yeah.
So I want you to tell people like what is screen printing.
Okay. So I'll get one that's clean and we ain't gotta worry about it. So basically, screen printing is whatever idea you have. You take said idea, you put it into Photoshop or whatever program that you're using to turn it into a digital file. Then you have to take that digital file and print it on like transparent paper or plastic, and you burn it into a silk screen. So once you get this silk screen, you burn it in, wash out the places that the light didn't hit, and you burn it in with like a high voltage light. The place that the light don't touch, which is gonna be in black on your transfer paper, you wash that out, and that's what you are left with to screen print. So, for example, did that whole thing, and let me see, get over here real quick. Is this it? And you'll get a better idea of it like this. So what happened was they put the image on there, and
I like that.
Yeah, the light, it blocks it out or whatever, and then you can run the ink over it however many times you need to get it onto the shirt to where it's like thick enough to stay on through like washes and stuff. And that's the other part with screen printing. It's like it's permanent, so it only ages and gets better with time. Exactly.
Got you.
And once you do that, you end up with the image, on the shirt. So. And this is like one of my best-selling products too.
I love it.
I had like He Kid in this joint, a few other people. So, yeah.
How much labor would you say, like per project? How much labor does it require?
So it honestly depends. Like it's been times I done been in here, shit, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, just printing shirts over and over and over, and it's very like therapeutic to me too, but it's also just repetitive. So I say, if I'm trying to get 100 shirts done, I probably need to do like split it up into like 2 days worth of work, 3 days worth of work, and then like divvy it up into like hours. And I usually work in like 4s. Like I'll try to work 2 hours, take a little small break, work another 2 hours. Yeah.
Why did you choose screen printing as opposed to like having a factory?
So I'm actually doing both now. The latest product that I'm working on is getting produced in the fact, and I actually have the sample now, but it's like a Frank Ocean tee. Yeah, but I would have to like show you the complete version. But yeah, it's getting done overseas right now, and now I'm learning like this is my first piece where I've designed the cut completely. So like how I want it to fit, where I want it to stop it as far as like the crop, shoulders dropping, all of that stuff. So this is the first piece that I'm doing like that. But to be honest, I chose screen printing because one, is permanent, and it was the easiest thing for me to pick up on. As far as like the people I was watching to learn the fashion industry, all of those people started out screen printers. And I feel like that's you touching fabric, you doing all of the physical, tangible things that real designers do. Is hands-on, yeah. So diving fully into that, and then also cutting out the middleman, because fashion is very, if you charging $25 and it costs you $20 to make a shirt, you're only making $5, And it's not about the money, but to keep the ideas flowing, you gotta have the revenue coming in to fund the next idea, and that was the thing I needed to cut out the middleman. So
that's smart.
Yeah.
That's very, very smart.
Thank you.
Do you screen print? Okay, so go down a list of the type of products you have. So you have shirts.
Shirts, hats, sweatshirts, work jackets. These are obviously not printed on, but like work jackets, bags, everything that I would use for myself or that I know other people will use. Like I try to create within that realm. Like if I can't wear it myself, I usually don't like to create it because I don't know the functionality of it. And that's what everything come down to me, is like how functional are things. Yeah.
Do you have like a blank shirt where you could show us like how you actually print?
Yep. So basically the process is, like I told you, you burn the image in, all that stuff. You gotta load your screen up with like ink and all that to make sure it's flooded all the way through. And then you need a heat source to cure the ink to the shirt. So the ink won't come out, but it will smear and all of that stuff if you don't dry it the right way. Okay. Or it'll crack and you know, all that stuff. It won't dry right. So first process is like hooking this thing up, which pulls like hella power. Funny story, before I got to tone, I was screen printing out of my apartment. And you know, I didn't know truly how long or how much power this thing pulled. And I had it hooked up to I had one that was different and it's a little bit smaller, but it was hooked up to my wall socket, and it was on for so long because I learned in my house and tried to like learn basically in like 48 hours. I melted my wall socket. I almost started like an electrical fire, so yeah.
Sheesh, literally.
It pulled a lot of power.
That's crazy. That's literally it.
So, like I said, this is like a whole rig or whatever, but the next thing I'm gonna do is get like a dryer. It's like a conveyor dryer where you put the shirt on there and it, you know, takes it through itself, but everything I'm doing now is by hand. So basically it's all about like angles and like lining up stuff the right way. What you want to do is like lay your shirt flat, make sure there's no wrinkles, and actually throw it on here. That way you know it's all the way flat and like symmetrical. And I already got my stuff pre-lined and everything like that. It's a lot of measurements and like math that go into this, but pull it back to that line to make sure it's straight. I usually step to the side just to like see where I'm lining up at. If I feel comfortable, go forward with it. And then let it straight down. Flood the screen.
I can see how this would be therapeutic.
Yeah.
And a workout.
It definitely is that, for sure.
How do you know when you're like good to go as far as passes?
Honestly, it's like repetition. Like once you see how many passes it usually takes, for one, you'll kind of know per screen how much passes and like pressure and stuff to give it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Take it up. Yeah, boom.
That's nice.
So, yeah. And then you like lay it. Once this heats up to a high enough temp, you'll like just dry it, you know. Simple. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's good.
That's pretty much it. Man, like, these are like stock shirts, and like I said, I just got into making my own cuts and stuff like that. So I'm designing my own blanks for my brand. But leading up, I was buying shirts wholesale and just flipping them. But now, I got my own tags in my brand, like they get shipped straight to me with my branding and everything like that. So
I like how hands-on you are with like everything.
And it's a quality check too.
Yeah.
Like you doing it through a factory is cool, but you will have little flaws and stuff that you can't control. And like I feel like doing it here, I'm in control of like all of those things happening. You know, if something does go wrong, it's because it went wrong because of me. And I would rather that happen than leave it in the hands of somebody else.
And this way, you know, like everything that your customers get, every single piece is like, I know your stuff.
Yeah.
I looked at it.
Yeah.
I actually put my hands on that.
Facts. And you know, that's another thing too. But I do feel more comfortable knowing that I did my stuff. Yeah.
And I feel like you can tell the passion that somebody has behind their brand, because a lot of people are just trying to do like a quick money scheme where it's like, I can get this, I can do that, and flip them. But you're actually like putting in the work to actually produce a great product.
Yeah, like I told you, if I wasn't making a dime off of like what I'm doing with clothing and fashion and all that, I would still want to do this like every day. Yeah. It's like my little happy place for real.
So how long does it take to make like one shirt pull through from the screen printing process to the heating process to drying, all that?
Depends on how much ink you got on the shirt and how much area and stuff you covering. But usually something like this, I have another table in here where I'm just knocking them out, laying them, and then I can like do 10 at a time, dry them, and then start working on the next 10. So I usually try to divide it up. So I think one shirt, probably like anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes.
So when you're laying them down, because I know they're still like wet, do you have to like strategically place different things, different areas? Yeah, they can't, like, you can't have anything with the ink that's still wet, like touching something else. And so I usually try to like fold them like in half, if I can, if it's not a full design. If it's a full design, you just gotta go one at a time. Yeah, so. This is so interesting. Like I didn't know a lot about screen printing for real. Two, you just taught me a whole lot of stuff. So if I were to like get some stuff that had words or anything on it, I would for sure want to screen print it. Yeah. That's really nice. Yeah, and it's like you don't have to worry about it fading or like peeling off and all of that crazy stuff. So yeah. So if another like brand or company, would you do screen printing from other people? I do collaborative things. Like I said, I do all the merch for Tom. I design and print merch for Tom, but like other people, I just did some work for Memphis Music Initiative, and this for they like music tour that's going to the UK. So just it depends on like one where I am as far as producing my stuff, and then two, like if I just have the energy, because this is like physically taxing. Yeah. So I don't want to half-ass anybody else's work, because I know I won't want nobody to do my stuff like this. That makes sense. But yeah. Yeah, I was actually supposed to have some hats that came in today. My first time doing cut and sew on hats, like designing them completely from scratch, but they touching down tomorrow. So I wish they were in to show. You still send us videos? Yeah, no, definitely. We can make that happen for sure. This is really, really nice. So I want you to tell us as we close this out, like how long did it take to dry? It's dry. That's so nice. Come on, y'all see how quick that was? It's dry. That was very quick. So, but yeah, that is the process, like in completion for real. And like now, I'm getting my shirts in with my tags already pre-made, but because this one is a wholesale factory, I usually just like cut the tag out, and I'll flip it inside out and print my own tag inside, like a size tag. I like that. Yeah, so that's usually the process of it all, but. That's nice. Yeah. All right, y'all. I want y'all to know. I want you to tell us, where can we find you? Where can people find you? What's your information? All of that. Okay, so if you want to follow me, I'm Easy Peso on Instagram, like EVSYPESO, and my brand page is Peso the Brand. So, and my website is pesothebrand.com. Yep. And this is for you. Oh, yay! Yeah. No doubt. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to even interview and everything. And what size shirt do you wear? Cute.
Medium large.
It's a medium, right here.
It's medium.
And then like this one is already done in completion. Like, so usually when I give out samples, they don't have the size tag in them because it's a sample. But this one is one that I was, prepped to completion. But this is the size tag. And let's see. So the thing with fashion too, let me go get my phone real quick. Or if one of y'all got y'all phone, I could scan it and show y'all. But if you scan this, it'll like take you to a page. Bet. So boom. Take you here. And it's the wash instructions. So I don't have to put the stuff in my packaging, and it's sustainable. But also with this page can be live updated, right? And I haven't tried it yet. I just been putting these in all of my shirts, kind of just moving them steadily. One day, there's going to be an update to this page. That's like either exclusive BTS content or exclusive drops or whatever it is. But I can basically sell a product that's not available to the public through a shirt. I can just make them post like, hey, if you got a Peso the Brand shirt from this date to this date, go scan the QR code, you got exclusive access to this thing, and that's never been done
I've
in
never
fashion.
heard that before.
So
That's kind of leading along the lines similar to like the NFT.
yeah. So like when NFTs and stuff was popping and all that, I was like, you know, how do you, instead of just selling like a little monkey with a Supreme sweatshirt on, like a picture of one, you know, how do you actively use the internet and technology to do that? But yeah, that's a new thing that I'm working on too.
That's dope.
Y'all just got like a real exclusive from that too. I haven't even told anybody about that. But
I
yeah.
love that.
So, and I try to like dot my, like the size that it is with red paint just so like it's more like artistry behind it. So yeah.
This was very nice. Like I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much
No
for letting
doubt.
us do this.
No doubt. I'm
nice.
very grateful for the opportunity, for real.
Thank you. All right, y'all. That wraps up this episode. Is there anything else you want to let the people know? Any advice you have for any other creators? Anything like that?
One, I'm gonna say again, thank you for allowing me to
thank you.
interview with you, because I really enjoy the content that you put out too. And as far as like advice to people, man, just keep following like what you want to do. Don't ever think that life is too serious for you to like still have an imagination. I think we get lost in the world and how serious the world is, and we lose the inner child within ourselves. But that's like the most expressive part and like freedom in creativity. So I just say like keep following the inner child and like keep chasing your dreams and making your passions your paychecks. So.
Make your passions your paychecks. That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was good. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. That wraps up this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and stay tuned next week for the next episode.